He made it into the NFL. He signed on with the Houston Texans. He did preseason with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But this isn't a story about football. It's about a man beating the odds. Desmond Marrow lost his wife. He lost his career. He lost his home. It happened back in December 2017. Desmond pulled up to a traffic light. The car next to him had two white males. They started shouting racial slurs. They even threw hot coffee at him. Both of those cars then pull into a parking lot. And that's when Desmond issued an empty threat. He threatened to shoot and kill one of the men. So police search his vehicle. They find no weapons, but the use of force was ruled excessive. Desmond actually blacked out for 30 seconds.
You understand me? I'm not even doing nothing. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even doing nothing, man.
What's going on, man?
I don't know. Oh my God. You got shorts on. I didn't even do nothing.
It's unbelievable, man.
I didn't even do nothing at all, man.
It's unbelievable.
I didn't even do nothing to you, man.
Lay on your
You
stomach.
stabbed me on my fucking head.
Lay down.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Settle down.
I can't breathe.
Settle down. Just relax. This is unbelievable.
Simple, I'm a minute out.
You okay?
Desmond was arrested and charged with misdemeanor reckless and aggressive driving. But his story doesn't end there. This is Desmond Marrow's Rebound.
I had it completely wrapped, and I was pulling. I could not sweep his leg. I was trying to put him on his face right in the middle, but I couldn't do it.
I had his right
And then when you got him down, and he was still running his head around, I'm not gonna write it down, but hell yeah, I choked that motherfucker. When you was still
You know, when like bad things happen to you, you're kind of like, why is this happening to me? You're trying to figure out like, why am I going through this? But it was kind of like, instead of saying like, why is it happening to me? It's like, what is this teaching? Because I'm the type of person, like, if I go through something adverse, or you try to make my life hard, I just know like, it's a blessing coming. But I just gotta endure it and figure out the lesson. You know, some of them are tougher than others, but I'm always down for a lesson. So.
Will Smith said that racism isn't getting worse, it's just getting filmed. What do you make of that?
Man, I think that's like one of the realest things I've ever heard, because I would just be another black man claiming something racist happened if it wasn't filmed. So without the film, it definitely helps. So that's why I tell people, like, if you see a black person pulled over, like, just pull your phone out. Because it's at least letting the police know, like, yeah, we see you, but we're watching you while you do your job. So it will at least make them kind of, nervous. Like, people are watching you too.
There are so many ways when you're in an intense situation like this to cope. Some people black out. I was wondering what happened to you.
It's the feeling of not being in control. And I feel like that's like something we all carry in life in general. Like, you got a big test coming up. You don't know what you're gonna get, so you're stressing. But that's just a feeling of not being in control of the end result. Or you're trying out for the basketball team and you don't know if you're gonna make it, but you feel like you're not in control of what's about to happen. So I literally got to a point in my head where I'm like, I'm about to end up like those dudes I see on TV. Like, I'm about to be one of those hashtags, because I was just scared. I'm like, they're slamming me, they're throwing me everywhere, they're choking me, and then it's just like the look in the cop's eyes once he started choking me. It's like something I can't forget. So it's like not being in control is the worst part of the whole situation.
I know it's still so emotional for you. You're so calm, but at any point, did anger ever take over?
Oh yeah, that's something I had to work on, like being angry and being bitter, because it was like so many levels to it. Like, for the longest, I would just be angry if I seen a cop, because it was like things I dealt with that people they don't know or they don't understand. Because like I carry things well, so you won't really know like what I'm going through, because I still feel like, I got a job to do. People look up to me. I got a son. I can't really be complaining. I gotta keep stepping.
What was the breakthrough in your case?
It got to a point where I lost my gym. I was sleeping in the gym. My woman left me. She like changed the locks, put all my stuff out because I was just losing everything because of the situation. But I don't know why I just kept positive. So that one day, like maybe like 6 months later, I like woke up, and I'm real into like signs. So when I woke up, I went on Google, and for some reason this day, it was like, today you will be heard. Today you will be powerful. Today they will understand you. And I was like, should I post this video? I was talking to my auntie. So I'm sitting there, and she's like, I don't know, nephew, what you feeling like? I was like, I feel like I should post it. So that caption that you see on my page is just like from the heart. Like I didn't, write it down or nothing. I just started typing. I took a shower, maybe like 15 minutes. Before I took a shower, I had like 2,000 followers. When I got out, I had 15,000 followers, thousands of messages, all types of shares and views, everything. So everything just changed as soon as I posted it.
If you could talk to those boys that use those racial slurs, what would you tell them?
I would tell them like, just like what I tell myself, man. We all pretty much one decision from just throwing everything away. Like it's really no difference between all of us besides like just the color of our skin. But even that, we're all the same inside. So I feel like if people would be more generous and more kind and like live and think from an empathetic standpoint, like we could get along better. Because if I use empathy when I talk to you, it's like putting myself in your shoes.
What is it like now when you see a police officer?
Man, when I see police, it makes me feel like this big. Even though I'm like a big, strong man, it's like, because I can't control it. So if I see a cop, sometimes I'll get nervous, I'll start shaking, or sometimes I'll get quiet, or sometimes I'll just start urinating on myself, which is embarrassing because I got a son who's 7. He doesn't even do that. That's the hard part because I can't control it.
So you just start to urinate when you see a police officer? What walk me through that.
It's like real fast. Sometimes it'll happen. Like I'll see a cop and my heart will start beating fast. And like, it's like I can't control how I feel. I can't control what's going on. So I'll get that scared that I'll just start urinating. Like I'm not scared because I don't know what's about to happen. Like usually when you see them, it's supposed to be like protect and serve, but it's like I might die over speeding or a wrong turn. They might kill me. So it's like, do I run? It's like fight or flight, but I can't control it. And I'll just start urinating everywhere. And it's like so embarrassing. But it's one of those things that come with it. People say all types of things to me like, oh, well, you got your charges dropped. Oh, well, you got a lawsuit. But it's like, yeah, I'm 32 and I don't know when I'm going to pee on myself, bro. That's like not something I would trade for anything. I don't want no money. I want to be like mentally normal and be able to control myself. But some things just put a certain type of like fear in you.
Despite the injustice that happened to you directly, you are so positive and optimistic, and you really believe that you're being used by God and that this is an opportunity.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at some point in life, you got to like humble yourself. There's like so much stuff going on, happening to you. It's like, all right, man, this stuff is happening because I got a purpose. I feel like everything that's for me, it won't miss me because it's for me. So I just be patient, trust God, and what's for me is for me.
There's a sense that right now this Black Lives Matter movement is more of a trend, that soon the spotlight will go away. Mainstream media will stop paying attention. Do you worry about that, Desmond?
Oh, yeah, that's a fact. I mean, that's just a fact. Like, eventually it's going to go away. And that's just like the world we live in. Something goes viral, whether it's good or it's bad. Eventually, once time passes, like, the intensity of it is just gonna, lessen, gonna drop. Just like my case, there's people who have forgotten about it. It'll resurface, unfortunately, when another Black man gets assaulted by the police. Like my lawyer says, he says for 30 days, they'll give you attention. For 30 days, they'll protest. For 30 days, everybody will pay attention. But it's like after 30 days, then what? You know, these victims, we go home. But there's like real life things that still go on. And you can even go all the way to the fact that I urinate on myself when I see the police, you know? So there's like a lot of things that we go through outside of that. But it's like after a while, it does die down. Fortunately, I get to go home, but you know, George Floyd and those people, they didn't get to go tell their parents. He's screaming out for his mom. He can't even tell her what happened, but I get to tell her what happened. So sometimes I even deal with like survivor's remorse or something to that extent. It's like, man, all these people protesting and going off and burning stuff up because he died. It's like, yo, I was that close to dying. So sometimes I feel guilty just for being alive, you know.
What is it like being known as a survivor?
It's probably one of the most interesting things like I've been through. Like growing up in the inner city, like you know you got your role models. You want to be like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or whatever, whoever you look up to, that's what you want to be. But it's like nowadays, I'm not even famous for the NFL. I'm more famous for being slammed on my head and crying and choked out on a video in front of like the whole world. When they see me, they don't see something that I'm proud of. They see something that I'm ashamed of, but they think it's cool. And they run up to me for autographs for getting slammed by the police and getting choked by the police, not for scoring touchdowns, not for making it to the NFL. You know, in some way, it's like you gotta take the good end of that. But it's definitely an interesting situation to be famous for something you're ashamed of.
Your Instagram handle is I Beat the Odds. Why'd you choose that, and what does that mean to you?
I beat the odds. It means a lot. Just being black. You know, I'm a black man. I got 3 college degrees. That's beating the odds. Like, what are the odds a black man from the hood gets 3 degrees? I'm the only person in my family to graduate from college. It's like, what are the odds? To go to the NFL, it's what are the odds? To be a black father, to be present in my son's life, it's like, what are the odds? To still be here, to get like the grace of God, to make it from where I come to make it here, to make it through this police situation, to be a voice to help others. It's just like, what are the odds? I just keep overcoming. I keep getting knocked down, but I keep getting up. So that's why they keep paying attention, because they know I'm gonna keep getting up. So.
I love that. Des, did you ever at any point lose hope?
No, I can't lose hope. Because as long as I got faith, I can't lose hope. I feel like they go together. Like if I got hope, I got faith. If I got faith, I got hope. So like I got faith. So I mean, you can do whatever you want to me. I got faith. So it's not gonna bother me, because even though the Bible says like no weapon formed against you shall prosper, what it doesn't say is that the weapons won't form. It tells you that that they'll come, but it just says they won't win. So that's the part where I'm just chilling, you know. It might take a day, it might take a year, but when the victory comes, I'm gonna still be there. So.